Alright, we are going to do a 3-inch drop. I have some extra blocks laying around, so we will do them like this. This is a 2-inch block. This is a 1-inch block. Together, that's a 3-inch block. And then we have all we had to buy was a U-bolt kit. Get the truck all the way up. And you want to set the jack stands or whatever you have on the frame, because the axle is what you're going to have to move up and down. Here's the U-bolt kit. You can pick this up for about 22 bucks if you already have blocks. If you don't already have blocks, what? What? Okay. Okay. You can pick up a whole kit with 3-inch blocks for about $32, $35. And then you can come out and lower your truck 3 inches. So let's get under there and look at it. All right, now what we're doing under here is, if you have a setup that's like this on the rear end of your truck, see how the leaf spring, it goes under the axle? You can do what we're going to do with any truck that has this kind of a setup. This is a 75. My truck over there is a 94. Nissans, Toyotas, Mazdas, Chevys, Fords, anything that has it like that, this does not require a flip kit. The ones where the leaf spring is mounted on top, those will require a flip kit. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, because it's resting on the leaf spring, it's not going to go nowhere. We can undo all 4 of these bolts and it'll just sit up there. Same thing with this side. We're going to undo all 4 of the bolts that are underneath here. We can leave the shock mounted because it'll basically hold that plate in place. We have the jack stands are on the frame, because once we get those loosened, what we'll have to do is we'll have to jack the axle up, and when we jack the axle up, we can put the blocks in there, let it sit back down, put the new, you'll see. Watch. Alright, I'm going to cut it off. In my experience, these are all rusty. I tried breaking them loose, but they're just going to break anyway. So, on the top up here, I'm going to take my angle grinder with a cutoff wheel. You can get these for about 35 bucks. And I'm just going to go up here and I'm going to cut these off. Right there. And also, don't do like I do, but protect your eyes. See this? You might look stupid, but your eyes will feel a whole lot better for you. Alright, here's the next tricky part. Your axle is going to want to roll forward and backwards because there's nothing holding it where it needs to be. So what I did was I put a jack in front of the pumpkin to stop it from rolling forward. And then I put the jack on the back side of the axle so that it'll try and roll it forward. Then I jack it up a little bit on both of them until I get it up high enough to stick my block in. And I'm only doing one side at a time. And I'll do them both like this, like I'm showing you right now. So I went ahead, the nipple goes up. See, there's a nipple, and then there's a hole on the bottom. That hole needs to meet up with that right there on the leaf spring. Because see, the top one has a hole in it right there. So you put these blocks in, you get them so that they are straight. Make sure that they're straight with your leaf spring, as straight as possible. The straighter the better. And then you lower this back down until that hole meets up with that nipple. And you'll do the same thing on that side. Alright, once you let your axle back down, make sure that that nipple lines up with the hole and everything lines up. And then throw your new U-bolts over the axle and bring them down. These are going to seem like they're too wide for the holes, but all you got to do is you just grab them and you squeeze them in. And when you squeeze them in, like this, they'll go right into those holes. And then it'll end up looking like this. I haven't tightened it down yet. But get your bolts put on there by hand. And try and get them run up as far as you can. And do not use power tools, because these will cross thread very easily. So use your hand tools and make sure that you go slowly, making sure that it all threads up properly. Alright, one more thing to pay attention to. See how that's not centered? Take you a hammer or something and get that until it meets up center. Maybe I should have picked a better hammer. Okay. See, that's just about centered there now. See how that is? And it's centered on the blocks. Just a little bit. You guys can hate on me for being crooked, I don't care. But anyway, yes. Make sure that that's squared up. I put my bolts all the way on, and then I use my angle grinder and I cut them off so that it's easier to get a deep socket onto them. Otherwise, the bolt's like this long and you're not going to reach that, and it takes forever with a wrench. All right, and then once you get them tightened up on both sides, it's time to lay it down on the ground and see what happens. And there we go. Rear end is lowered 3 inches, which makes the front look like it's a 4x4. But here we go. 3 inches. We're probably, like I said, we're still going to take out one leaf out of the leaf spring, which will allow that tire to actually go all the way up to the fender. So that's what we got going on this time. That's all you got to do. Go out and lower the rear end of your truck 3 inches. Just with some simple lowering blocks. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe at the top. If you haven't already subscribed, please leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, whatever. I mean, questions. If I left anything out of the video and I might be able to help you out, then do that as well. Click that thumb up button. Like I said, I like it when you do that. It really helps me. Until next time, have a great day.